Hello everyone, Thempire Ian here for the second time today. I don't intend to do two videos in one day, like two react videos in one day. That's just how Konami releases their things. I have no control over it. But we have new Mimighoul stuff as revealed in the Rage of the Abyss TCG stream that they just had. It just finished a little bit ago. So we're going to take a look at the new Mimighouls, but first we have a bunch of cards we need to catch up on, including stuff that are also TCG exclusives from the tin. We have Thea, the Primal Being. This is a reverse, this is the creature inside Nibiru, and it kind of has a reverse idea of Nibiru. It's dark instead of a light, but it's still a level 11 and has the same stats as Nibiru. During the main phase, quick effect, you can tribute monsters whose total levels equal 11 or more, especially summon this card from your hand, and if you control no other monsters, you can destroy one monster on the field with the highest attack, if your choice of Tide. You can only use this once per turn, and then when it's on the field, neither player can normal or special summon more than 4 times per turn while this card is face up in the monster zone, kind of having a floodgate that does the same idea as Nibiru's effect. This guy is not good, but he is very funny, and I think that's good enough to justify his existence. A lot of people have been misinterpreting you can tribute monsters. They would have to specify if it meant your opponent's monsters, so this just means your own monsters. So you got to tribute your own monsters equal to level 11. So you're either tributing a Nibiru token, Nibiru, or you're tributing a bunch of really powerful guys, or a bunch of guys. So it's not particularly good, but it is very funny. And you know what? You will probably lose to this once in your life. Like one time you will lose to this. I think you might lose to this card a little bit more though. Minecast, land level 6 Dark Psychic Synchro monster, generic materials. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, switch control that monster, and this card. That's not a very good effect, but the second effect is much better. If the Synchro Summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up monster in the field, switch control of those monsters. Pretty neat. On each field, I should say. You can only use each effect once per turn. This is something you're going to be seeing, potentially. I think you can do something with this. If you have a deck that has Synchro material and Link material, IP Masquerena plus this equals a creature swap on your opponent's turn at whenever you want it to happen. That could potentially clear a very powerful monster from your opponent's field and give it to yourself, or it could, you know, give your opponent a floodgate. Which, you know, that's all right too. I feel like there's going to be experimentation with this, and it could potentially be quite good. We'll just have to see though. We'll see. This could also potentially be used in something like Crystron, which do quick synchro stuff. I just don't know if they get locked before they'd have an opportunity to make this guy. We also have heavy polymerization. Fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck using 3 or more monsters from your hand that field as material. You can also banish monsters from your extra deck as material up to the number of monsters your opponent controls, but you lose life points equal to the total attack of monsters banished this way when the monster is fusion summoned. So this seems it has its applications for sure. It's just you know, I think the life point thing is really what locks it out, because theoretically, if you didn't have the life point thing, you could make a hell of a Chimera tech with this. But yeah, I don't think you're gonna see this getting a whole lot of play unless there is like someone finds the specific deck where it really does something. However, I think you'll see a lot of funny things with this in like YouTube combos, so I look forward to that. Next up, a million years 25th anniversary, a million years Bonds and Unity. We have a Synchro for the Bonds and Unity crew, a level 12 light spellcaster Synchro. It's got 2900 attack and defense, which is I guess we're gonna rerunning the 25th anniversary until year 29 when we switch over to the 30th anniversary. That's what this is foreshadowing. A tuner and a non-tuner with 2500 original attack and defense, which means the other Bond and Unity card. When are we going to print a searcher for the Bonds and Unity archetype? This Synchro Summon card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. Woo! Yay! This Synchro Summon card gains 100 attack and defense for each card on the field and in the graveyard while you have 25 or more cards in the graveyard. Ooh, yay! Once per turn, when the spell card is activated, your opponent has 25 or more cards in their graveyard. Quick effect to negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Yay. This card is bad, but what do you expect? It's a 25th anniversary card. It's meant to be pretty and sit in your binder forever. Anyways, next. Magistus. Spoon! Spoon, the seal of the Magistus. Level 4, light spellcaster. Sounds about right for Magistus. You can only use the first and second effects card once per turn. You can discard this card, activate one of these effects, add a Magistus monster from your deck to hand, except for Spoon. Or the attack of one face-up monster opponent controls becomes halved until the end of the turn. So this card is interesting. The search effect is neat. I think that'll be good for Magistus. Magistus is a hard one to place, but I feel like just search power is going to help the deck no matter what. Like, what does the deck need? I don't know, but search power ain't going to hurt. And the other one is a little bit like Stratos' pop effect. It's like Spell Trap pop effect. It's not going to come up very often, but every once in a while, you're going to want that effect. And I think that's the case for this, except it's like worse, obviously. It's like a worse Alistair in a way, which is funny because this is a Magistus deck where there is an Alistair. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target a face-up monster you control, equip a Magician's monster from the extra deck or graveyard to it. Sounds decent to me. That sounds a-okay. Alright, enough of these guys. Let's Mimighoul. It's Mimighoul time, baby. Okay, here we are. I still love the way these guys look. Fairy is so cute. Mimighoul armor is adorable. Let's get started with these. So first up we have Mimighoul armor. All these effects are the same as before. You had the flip effect that only works in the main phase, and then of course you have the the give control of your opponent card to the opponent, and then you get special summon from hand to your opponent's field. That is all the same as before. So let's just cut down on that to talk about this turn. Mimighoul monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. Dog shit. That's nothing. That's that's nothing. Okay. During your main phase, yeah, you special summon it. If your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card face up on your field. That's really easy to get off because obviously you can give your opponent monsters. But this guy is not particularly good, although he is good enough to replace Cerberus, so at least there's that. All right, Fairy. See, the thing is though, you have two more monsters, so hopefully one of these will be better than Cerberus and armor. This turn, you cannot activate the effect of monster special summon from your hand. Ooh. That's neat. That's a pretty good floodgate for the deck. That can stop a lot of stuff, particularly Diabellstar. Now the thing of it is, though, is that Diabellstar sends... a big weakness of the deck is that Diabellstar could just send one of your monsters that you gave to your opponent straight to grave to summon itself. So unless you have this card set up at the same time that Diabellstar, or you flip this card before Diabellstar can come down somehow, this is not actually going to help. And if you flip it at the same time Diabellstar comes down, I think Diabellstar's effect is going to trigger first, and then this is going to trigger. Well, this is a mandatory effect, so it's actually going to trigger first. Well, that's actually what you don't want, right? Wait, no, if this triggers first, but doesn't resolve first, though, so you can still trigger the effect of Diabellstar, so it gets activated, it doesn't get floodgated. Yeah, no, I think if these two, if you use your effect to flip, actually, if you chain to the summon of Diabellstar to flip this fairy up, the effect is going to go off anyways. Oh man, that's really confusing, but I think regardless, this effect is not going to go off before Diabellstar does, unless you somehow get this flipped up. I guess you got to flip it up in the standby phase. I guess you could probably do that. I think you can. Wait, no. This effect only works in the main phase. So no, you cannot. You cannot do that. All right, what is this other effect? If you control a Mimighoul monster, you special summon this card face up in your field. Okay, that's pretty good. Good extension. I like that. Next up, Mimighoul Slime. Look at that guy. He's freaky. He's a funny little guy. Your opponent can special summon a Mimighoul monster from their deck to the field. Cool. Good extension. This guy is just like all extension, right? Because he's probably going to have an extension effect too. Let's see here. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, special summon this card face up in your field. Yeah, okay. This guy's got two extension effects. You could use either one. Probably want to use the first one because it gets you more, but And we have an Ixies. So this is really interesting because this Previously, I've been advocating for them to have a to go into rank monsters or rank 1 monsters, but I was advocating for them to go into Ghost Trick stuff so that they could get Ghost Trick Knight and prevent any flip summoning, which would be really funny. Because you can also prevent them from summoning while they have a face down monster on the field, and you know, prevent them from flip summoning. That's good too, but you know, with DBL Star kind of breaks that whole thing. 2 level 1 Mimighoul monsters. You can detach one material from this card. Summon a Mimighoul master from deck, hand, or grave. That's really good. It means we can cut down on master and play more anything else. I like that. During the main phase, quick effect, you can target a Mimighoul master you control, equip this card to it as a equip spell that gives it 1,000 attack. It's already got 18, so that's not bad. Then you can return cards from the field to the hand, up to the number of materials this card had. Ooh, okay, so it would have like 1 material after you use it to get the Mimighoul master onto the field, and so then it could return a monster to hand. That's really cool. It's a quick effect too, so it actually gives you some interruption that you can use during your opponent's turn when they inevitably break your lock. I like that a lot. I think that's really neat. Good stuff. Let's see what else. Another Ixies. Okay, level 1. Actually, this requires 2 level 1 monsters. What did this one require? 2 level 1 Mimighoul monsters. Very specific. This one's a little bit more generic. Your non-Ixies Mimighoul monsters, we can play like Slow or Swallow. Your non-Ixies Mimighoul monsters can attack directly while your opponent controls a face-down monster. Okay, giving them Ghost Trick stuff. This deck is really becoming better Ghost Trick. I'm perfectly fine with that. I like that a lot, actually. And with Master getting so big off of the chest, off of the throne, I mean, that says a lot. Actually, that could do a lot. You can only use each of the following effects of Giant Mimighoul once per turn. If this card is Ixie Summon... Wait, I just realized it's Giant Mimighoul, like Giant Sprite. I don't think that means anything, but it's just kind of funny. We should make a giant archetype. Any giant cards can be used in one archetype. This card is Ixie Summon. You can add a Mimighoul card from deck to hand. Like having more searching stuff. I really like having more search power in this deck. This deck has so many cards you would want to search. I don't know if you want to play this card, but if you do want to play this card, you want to play one of it and search it. So yeah, more search power is more better. You can detach a material from this card, target face-up cards on the field up to the number of face-down monsters your opponent controls, destroy them, and if you do, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent for each card destroyed. Wow. That's pretty good too. It can really help you close out a game. I just wish it was quick effect, but that's fine. It gives you a bit of a cowboy, right? That's what this kind of is for the deck. Oh, and it lets it win in time too. Yeah, no, that's really nice. Charm we've already looked at. I don't think it's particularly good. Even still, I think you still don't want to play it. But we have one more. Mimighoul Fork. It's a fork in the road, and I think... Is that needle sealing up there? It looks a lot like it. The dungeon that the Mimighouls are in look a lot like the dungeons from the old Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So maybe. Target one face-down monster your opponent controls. Your opponent chooses one of the following effects, and you apply that effect. Either change it to face-up attack in this position, thus activating your Mimighoul effects, or send it to the graveyard, and then its owner draws 2 cards, which means you get the pot of greed after losing the monster. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add a Mimighoul Fork from your deck to your hand. So it recurs itself too. It's Pot of Greed, or whatever the effect of the Mimighoul you want to get off is, but also it recurs itself. I like it. This is a really neat card actually. These are pretty good. For a second wave of TCG support, I'm actually really impressed with these. Does it make the deck playable, though? Maybe? The deck's not awful. I mean, it's pretty bad, but it's not the worst. Are these enough? Are these enough? I mean, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. Fairy is really nice. Really, a fairy can really fix some issues, assuming you actually get her effect off before Diabell Star can get its effect off. Slime is really interesting as well as an extender. Mimighoul Throne. Oh man, and as an extender, it could actually get you Dragon, which when it's summoned can get you a spell trap. So you can just get the dragon to get you into a search for any of the, like the dungeon, the field spell that gives you a floodgate or maker. And then you know, maker plus or it could get you into fork. And maker plus fork is really nice too. There's and of course there's Mimighoul Room as well. That's really neat. That's really neat. I don't know what else to say at this point. These cards, the Mimighoul deck is looking pretty nice right now, actually. I'm really excited about it. Finally, a good TCG archetype. And I can't wait to see what the OCG gives it later. Like that usually broken OCG support. I'm really looking forward to that, because that's going to make this even crazier. Yeah, I think these are interesting. But how about you? Let me know what you think down below, and we can compare notes on these. Yeah, let me know what you think. Are these good? Are these bad? Are they enough? I think is the more pertinent question. Are they enough? And I'm not entirely sold on that myself. So, are they enough to make the deck playable? Are they enough to make the deck rogue, even? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next one, which will hopefully not be today. Bye! Hey there, thanks for watching another video. Why don't you give it a like, share it around, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications. You know, the YouTube stuff. You can also follow me on Twitch and Twitter for more content. I got content plenty for ya. You can also support the channel by giving me money. You have a Patreon. If you join the Patreon, you can show up in the credits over here. I would really appreciate that. You could also use my TCG Player affiliate link to get any singles, sealed product, or accessories that you want, all to supporting the channel at the same time. That's all for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful rest of whatever time it is for you. Bye now!